I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
Tevin, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 137 of the SZN Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kam.
I'm your host, Flowz.
And guys, you know the rules by now. My usual housekeeping message, please head over to SZN Pod or SZN Podcast. That's our Instagram and our Twitter pages. The link in the bio on both of those pages there. That will take you to where we're situated at, streaming-wise. So we've got the links up for the Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, whichever one's your preferred way of taking in pods, hit that link, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Flowz, feels weird, but this week we haven't really got a UK card to talk about, have we? I think it's solely going to be focused over in the States because there was quite a lot of action obviously it's bank holiday over here in the UK, but there's quite a lot of action over in America in terms of cards that we can talk about, I feel like. Yeah. I think it's only right that we start with Shakur Stevenson, or Core, as some people like to address him as.
Sugar Shakur.
Facing an undefeated Japanese fighter, Yoshino, in his backyard again. Shakur is highly rated by us. And I think it's another example as to see why, if you tuned in for the fight on the weekend, or if you haven't tuned in, it's Shakur being Shakur, man. Supremely talented kid. One of the best upcoming, I don't know, can we call him, we can't really call him prospect, can we, anymore? Flowz, he's not a prospect.
Nah, he's qualified.
He's a contender. He's a contender. He's here now, isn't it? So yeah. This was his first fight at 135, because obviously he just moved up. And it was for, I think, WBC interim title, one of the interim belts for one of the governing bodies. And essentially the winner of this fight gets made mandatory for the winner of Haney Lomachenko. As expected, Flowz, it was a beautiful performance from Shakur. And it's funny because last episode I said that his last fight, which was also in Newark, his hometown, I could tell he wasn't happy that he wasn't able to get his opponent out of there. And I said, I bet you he's going to come with a bit of vengeance this time. And Flowz, from the off, man, from the first punch, I think from the first punch he landed, it was like a counter jab or something that bopped Yoshino's head back. And I said, oh, I already know what time it is. And it's interesting because Yoshino was a perfect opponent for Shakur, because Yoshino, I think, is sort of like an aggressive sort of pressure fighter. And he came sort of coming forward. He was come forward. And that's tailor-made for Shakur all day. I mean, I think Shakur is someone that's super versatile, Flowz, in there. He can do the outside stuff, a la Devin Haney, or he can sit with you in the pocket and trade with you. And it's kind of, obviously, we'll inevitably discuss Haney in a bit, but I've always said, to me, Shakur's got a bit of more of a mean streak compared to Haney. He's happy to sit in the pocket and trade. And this guy was coming forward, so it's just easy for Shakur just to catch him and counter him every time. Catch him with, check left hooks, counter jabs, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, man, to me, Flowz, it looked like an easy night's work. I'll be so real. I even feel like Shakur didn't have to fight in this way. He could have stayed on the outside, but he just wanted to, bang out and, really touch this boy. And that's what he did. So I felt like he didn't really break a sweat, if you ask me, Flowz.
See, this is the thing with Shakur. He keeps making all these fights look easy. These aren't bums he's schooling. I'll be so real with you. These ain't nobody's. These are people with, like, look at the run. Got out, Jamel Herring,
yeah.
Gonzalez.
Not just that. Valdez. Beat up Valdez. And Valdez is world class.
Yeah. Like he's cooking guys badly.
Yeah.
And yeah, with this one, and it's not just sitting in a pocket. His defense is immaculate. Like when you deep it, you can't hit him. Like people say he's a runner. He's not. He don't run. He stays there. He's within range, and he will come forward, but you won't hit him.
He got caught a few times, but I know what you mean. But yeah, when you say, just people might say, "Well,
for someone coming forward,
yeah,
the man you get, you don't hit
for
him.
someone that was like as he sat in the pocket, and for someone, look, if you're in the pocket, you're going to get hit.
Yeah,
like, it's impossible not to get hit. But for the most part, he avoids getting touched majorly
Yeah.
For someone that sat in the pocket. And I feel like even he sat there and allowed himself to get hit because it's one of the ones where I don't rate this guy's power. I'm going to take one just to give two powerful ones back. So, yeah. But, yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry.
And with that, and like you say, versatile, because he can box on the back foot if he wants to.
Yeah.
He can stay in the pocket. He can fight mid-range. His footwork's good. Defense is good. To me, he's the closest thing to Floyd right now. I'll be so real. Like if you look across the landscape, the closest.
Wow. That's a big accolade you're putting up there.
And I say that because that's how much confidence I have in the boy. Like usually, because it's boxing, I say, oh, anything can happen in boxing. Last episode, I said he's gonna win. Like it don't matter, he's gonna win. Like I've seen enough of this kid to just know that he's gonna walk through a lot of these man in multiple divisions.
Yeah,
like the best of the divisions, he's gonna beat them.
Yeah,
cause a real deal, and closest thing to Floyd right now for me.
Wow,
and like you say, big accolades, but
massive Flowz, massive accolade.
this is what I'm not saying he is Floyd, but the closest.
Mad, yeah, that's. I like that. Stand on it. I'm a massive Shakur fan, and I've said on numerous occasions now, Flowz, I've got him beating the lot. The usual 135/140, because some of them are 140 now, but that young crop fighters, including Loma as well. I thought even Loma's a lot older than them. He's part of that crop. That crop there, to me, I've said I've got Shakur at the top of the pile. And I'm already having debates with people, raging them. Obviously they've got Devin at the top. And, fair play, you can say Devin's at the top at the moment because obviously he's undisputed, legit undisputed, because there's another brother, they called himself undisputed that still uses it. It annoys me. But anyways, Devin was legit undisputed, and he deserves the accolade. But I'm just saying that, boy, wait till Shakur comes because he's coming. And this fight, it was easy for him. And he, like I said, he let himself sit in the pocket, I think, just because he wanted to put in the show. He dropped the guy for the first time in the second round. I think it was a counter shot. Yoshino's come forward. Beautiful shot, by the way. I had to rewind it. I said, oh, lovely, perfect placement. Dropped him. It wasn't even like a heavy drop. It was like watch yourself. Yeah. You can't come throwing punches anyhow with me. I will drop you. And then again, he dropped him again in the
fifth.
Was it the fifth? It was the fifth, I believe. I think no, it might have been the fourth even. One of them, maybe fourth or fifth. Again, it was a combination. I think he's thrown the left hand, the guy's blocked it, and he's then thrown the right hand straight afterwards, quick as a flash. Clocked his chin, dropped him. This one was a bit heavier. It's at this point where the referee has said, because he's getting beaten up, even though he's still active and live, it's quite clear that it's a one-sided fight. Actually, this is a good talking point I want to ask you about, because obviously the referee has gone before the sixth round. He's come to him and said, look, I need to see something. You need to offer something back. If not, I'm going to stop it. And in the sixth round, he's getting pummeled a little bit, one-way traffic. Again, he's not totally defensive. He's still trying to throw back or whatever, but it's just Shakur's so much better than him that he's able to avoid his punches and land. Then the referee's jumped in. He hadn't actually gone down again. He wasn't on wobbly legs when the referee stopped it, I think, because he's seen these guys just taking a lot of punches. Do you feel like the referee was, because even Shakur was unhappy, and I think the commentary was also unhappy, saying, oh, they could have let him at least go down first or continue. He wasn't in massive trouble. Yes, he was losing the one-sided fight, but he wasn't like damaged, if you know what I mean, Flowz. And I think even Shakur was like, I wanted to carry on, I thought the referee jumped in too early. Do you feel like the referee was justified in jumping in so quickly?
I thought it was a bad stoppage. I think the point he stopped it, the very point he stopped it, Shakur landed a big shot.
Yeah. But
the 10 seconds leading up to that, Yoshino was fighting back. I think he landed a shot of his own. He was throwing back. And the reason why I say it was a bad stoppage, mainly, once again, this isn't an undercard, early type of fight. This is an eliminator.
Main event.
This is the main event.
Yeah.
A main event, this is an eliminator. We know boxing, a fight can, especially the second half of a fight, can always change. So one punch can change the whole landscape of a fight.
Yeah.
And Yoshino has got pop. Yoshino does have pop.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a bad stoppage given the circumstances. Now, I will caveat in saying, I I'm not sure how much I like what the ref done before the round, where he went over and said, "Oh, I'm gonna stop if you don't show me something." I'll think about it a bit more, but he did do that. He did warn Yoshino that, look, I will stop it if I don't see more from you. I think the commission or the doctor was in the corner as well, saying, us, like, I'm not sure if I like it, but it happens. So he was warned. I'm not sure if I like it, because you're looking now, Shakur could just be like, let me just rush this guy, and the ref will stop it.
You
like,
see what?
It kind of just, he's fighting against the ref at this point now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I got two things. So I feel like one, when the referee's there saying, show me something, what does he want to see? Is he trying to see Yoshino drop Shakur now out of the blue? That's not going to happen. There's levels, and there's level he can't, sum out to. But it's the fact that for me, he was still live in there. He wasn't out on his feet. So be fair to the guy. You can't say show me something. Oh, okay. So now I've got to drop him there and then. If not, it's curtains for me. That's setting an unrealistic target for the opponent. But also, I also feel like boxing is in a very weird space for me, Flowz, that I think where, because of we've seen tragedies and they're placing a lot of emphasis on protecting fighters, now we're going to see a tendency to overprotect fighters, if you know what I mean, in terms of jumping. Okay, cool. It's a one-sided fight, but to me, if it's a one-sided fight, doesn't necessarily justify you then stopping it early. It's just like, okay, one guy's clearly better. But if a guy is still active and coming forward and landing here or there, that's justification, unless he's like taking severe punishment. That's justification to at least let it continue. I don't want it to be a case of sometimes where referees and doctors are overprotecting the fighter and jumping in too quickly, because that's going to take away from the spectacle that is, like you said, the main event, for example. We just got to be mindful of that. You protect what you need to protect.
I hear that, but I've never seen the home fighter get overprotected. I've never seen the A side get overprotected. They get chances. They get the benefit of that. Yeah,
true.
It's always like Yoshino's had a whole training camp. He's come from Japan this is the final eliminator. This is the fight of weight. If this was like a pointless fight on the undercard or a fight early on in a career for no significance, then you don't want to see people get hurt in meaningless fights. But this is a big fight. Once again, the main event. Man's done a whole camp, trained to be out there. He's not going to be, like you say, what's he meant to do? Come in and Shakur out in the next round.
I said, show me something. What? It's flipping Shakur Stevenson. Like, what could I do? He was still landing.
Show something. He showed something. He was showing something, but the next big hit, it's all over. It's a waste of everyone's money.
Shakur, I said to myself, boy, all Shakur's got to do now is just do one quick rush combo. It's a wrap. Exactly. Referee's going to jump in. And this guy could be fine. Like, he wasn't wobbly legged when the referee stopped it. He wasn't out on his feet. He was taking punishment, as you do in a firefight, but he was still trying to, fire back what he could and whatever. But obviously, Shakur was just better than him. But
two knockdowns. We've seen fighters come back from that.
And like I said, the knockdowns weren't even massive. They weren't like the first one was a flash. They weren't. Second one was heavier, but not massively heavy. You know what I mean? They weren't massive knockdowns. So yeah, man. For me, it was the referee jumped in too quickly. I feel like he was just too eager to get involved. But as it's a fair point that it's always to the benefit of the A side, where they're quick to end things. And if Shakur was one in trouble now, they definitely 100% what happened. But I think that needs to change in boxing. That's something that needs to change. Well, a lot of things need to change in boxing. That's one thing. The favoritism to the A side, but that's another topic that's difficult to breach, I guess. But let's get to, I guess, the afters. As you said, this was the eliminator. He's now mandatory for the winner of Haney Lomachenko, or the WBC anyways. Shakur has made no secret of his desire to fight the best and to fight Haney specifically. There's been back and forths. Bill Haney, Shakur, Devin. It's something I need, man, badly. And I've picked my side already. I've said to me, Shakur, I respect Devin Haney massively. I think Devin Haney is a world elite fighter. Brilliant. And rightfully can be called the best 135-pounder out right now. But Shakur beats that boy. And that's just my personal opinion. It's a 50-50 fight. And if Haney wins, I won't be mad. If Haney's amazing. But to me, as I said, man, there's just, for me, Shakur, there is just that spitefulness that I see in him that he has over Haney. Whereas to me, Haney is happy and so comfortable in his comfort zone in fighting on the outside and fighting in that way. As I said, Shakur to me is more versatile than him. He can do that, but he also has that mean streak where he wants to sit down in his punches and stay in the pocket with you and have that phone box fight with you, which he can do. So just to me, that he just has that versatility over Haney, I think, and. It's like you can see when I talk about the mean streak that he has over him, like you saw, like he even said in the post fight, like he wanted it to continue because this Yoshino boy had said that he had no power, so he wanted to make sure he got him out. He's like, oh, I wish the referee let it continue because he said I had no power, so I really wanted to make him feel it, and drop him and get him out of there properly. Yeah, I don't feel like Haney. I don't think he has that in him personally. Well, yeah, he's not like that. So, that's yeah.
Haney has tried to show a bit of. I've seen him try to get people out of there.
Bless him.
And he has tried. But at the same time, Shakur isn't a knockout artist himself to be.
He isn't.
But that's fine because I even prefer that because you're showing your skill, and now you're bigger. You're filling out. You can sit down on your punches a bit more.
That's literally what he said, isn't it? He said, "I can." Yeah.
So I think I've liked how he's taken his career. Like. You're not learning much when you're knocking people out and getting them out of there. You're learning more when you're going around and you're outboxing people. Questions for you is, do you want to see this fight at 135, 140, or even later down the line at potentially 147?
At this point, I'm happy to see it now.
At 135?
Yeah, I'm happy to see 135. To me, if Haney is so, obviously Haney's come out and said that. Yeah, apparently he's come out and said that the plan was obviously after Loma move up to 140 because Haney apparently is struggling to make 135 now. He's very big at the weight, but apparently he's come out and said that he's not going to move up after Loma, which makes me believe that he's entertaining for Shakur fight by saying that because who else is there left for him to fight? Yeah, really and truly, Ryan's now 140. Tank is. Up and down, we don't know. So, but yeah, so
he's not an embarrassing Tank, but we'll get on to Tank another time. That gives you to believe that okay, cool, maybe he is entertaining the Shakur fight. And I've always felt that to me when discussing it, Shakur's always been yes. Haney to me is always I don't know. I've always got the impression to be that Haney doesn't want it as much as Shakur. I don't know if that's because of obviously don't forget these two know each other so well, Flowz. And they grew up sparring together from young. And I think from what I saw in the sparring videos, and obviously Shakur said it last night, he always got the better of Haney in sparring. But then again, you got to say Shakur's got 2 years on him, because he's older than him. So he's got that experience. Obviously, that's amateur ranks. Pro ranks are different, and they both developed in different ways. 16, 18 at the time, weren't they?
Yeah, so Haney was 16, Shakur was 18, yeah. And you can see Shakur was a lot more polished when they sparred the long that got posted. You can tell Shakur was a bit more polished than Haney, which is fair enough. He's older than him. He's been doing it for longer. But I don't know if it's the case of maybe that is still psychologically in Haney's mind that Shakur did always just get the better than me. Maybe I'd rather not have that now. If the Haneys can say that Haney can make 135 still healthily and still be strong and it won't be a detriment to him, I'm happy to see that fight now at 135. I'm happy to see it now. If it's a case of, because I feel like it can be built up even longer, but the reason why I'm eager to have it now is because these lightweights Flowz, they're a bit funny as well sometimes. Sometimes they struggle to fight each other. But to be fair, we're slowly finally seeing them fight each other now. But yeah, if now Haney turns around and said, no, I need to do it at 140, I'm too weak at 135, then I'm happy for it to wait to 140, potentially 147. But I don't need a long drawn out process, Flowz. I think they're both here now. They've both got the crowd talking now. So why not have it?
Yeah, I hear that.
What about you? Do you have any preference?
I've looking at Haney in the Kambosos fight. I felt like he looked drained to me, so I wanted him to move up.
Yeah.
He's taken the Lomachenko fight. Fine. We'll see how he looks in that. But I believe
there'll probably be a rematch clause in that one as well, wouldn't there be? If Loma wins, I suspect.
Yeah. But I believe he should move up base.
Okay.
But the reason why I don't think Haney's been chatting too much is because they've never been in the same weight class, really and truly.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah.
And he's been chasing the people in his weight class. Haney's been vocal about chasing them, man.
Yeah.
Shakur does. There's no rules.
It's true. Haney even got onto him because Shakur used to call him out when Shakur was at 130. And he was like, why are you chatting to chat to the guys in your weight class? You're in the weight saying, yeah, it's true.
There's other names in that weight class than it was. Like, he was calling out Tank, Lomachenko, Ryan calling out all them, man. And them, man, were like, he was calling out the champions. Now he's the champion. He doesn't need to call anyone out, really. And Shakur's been, he does this kind of villain acts in the build up to fights. Like Herring, he was moving nuts.
Yeah, it's true.
In the build up, he's always moving like he's not a nice guy, you know. He's playing a bad guy kind of. But mental warfare as well. I think he's getting in their heads. He's from New York, so you know how they move.
Newark, and obviously it's next to New York. Yeah, New Jersey, New York. Them people there. Yeah, we know how they move.
Yeah,
goodish.
So, I think he's always been vocal, and I like it. I'm here for it. Where he's saying, he's always got the best out of Haney inspiring. I'm sure Haney will have other words.
I said, come on. I've always got to say, come on.
I don't think they faced each other in the amateurs, but they've been sparring for years. So
years. All these men, look, all like Ryan Garcia, they've all sparred each other multiple times. Tank, Ryan, Haney, they all know each other very well.
So I'm happy to see it, and I believe these two are the real deal in terms of not ducking, not avoiding anyone, not chasing money fights. Really and truly, they want to fight.
I don't think Haney ducking Shakur. Honestly, I just feel like
he wants it.
I think he wants it, but I just feel like I think he's more wary or aware of, just because obviously he's close proximity. He knows that Shakur is the one that could really, really potentially beat him. I think Loma, I think he sees him as food almost. But Shakur, he knows it's, you know that he's like he's a real one. Like me. I feel like he knows that with Shakur. Like, whereas Loma and them other guys, it's crazy saying it's Loma for crying out loud. But I feel like he probably looks at Loma thinking,
even Tank and Ryan Garcia, if he sees the ball his feet, I think.
Yes, 100%. Shakur's the one I feel like he himself, he knows. And Bill as well. They both know. So
but I think I would like to. To be fair, I would like to see
you take out 140. Yeah,
I think so.
I feel like they could look 135. They could do it 140 again. They could do it 140. Something. Multiple times.
Because in my head right now, I envision 140 as a division, as like the main division for these man. Really and truly, that this is where they'll all be at their prime at 140. Maybe 147, but I don't know. Shakur is small. Well, not small, but they could. Like, sometimes these fighters move to 147 and then they lose a bit of themselves
because of the size.
Like Adrian Broner.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe Ryan Garcia could do a 147.
Broner was stopping everyone at 130, 135, 140. He was knocking out everyone.
Yeah.
He moved to 147 and he was struggling to drop. Like, his knockout ratio just tumbled.
So I think 140 is where these men will be at their best. And I think that's where I envision the most exciting fights happening at 140. 135 is live right now, but I think all of them have visions to be at 140. So
you can see a lot of them have moved up. So the only ones remaining is Haney, Loma, who I always say don't even bother going to 140. You're really small 135, and Shakur really.
Tank still hold it.
And
Tank is the regular belt.
Yeah, he was probably Tank is 135/140 regular belts only.
Never mentioned any of the champions' names.
Never. But he's quick to. But don't get me wrong. If they call him out, he's very quick to say, "Boy, Tank's so quick to say, I beat you up in sparring, or I dropped you, or I did." But Tank is a weird one. Great fights on the horizon, and I believe these two will get on, no doubt. Who have you got winning?
If
they fought, man, you got Core,
So he's the real deal.
Man. No disrespect to Haney, man. Haney's sensational as well, but
because I will say, I think Haney probably has the faster hands and the longer reach and whatnot.
Interesting. I feel like Shakur's got the faster hands.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like Shakur's got the faster hands.
I think Haney's.
I think Haney.
There's not much in it.
There's not much in it at all. But I think Haney. I think Core's got quicker hands. I think I prefer Haney's footwork.
Yeah, whose jabs better? They both got good jabs. Just Haney's is longer.
I might go Haney just because of the length, really. Of course, but that's crazy.
Yo, that's crazy.
I think defensively, I might say, but Haney doesn't get hit as much, but that's because, like I said, he likes to stay on the outside for the most part, anyways. Which Shakur will get in the pocket and stuff, but there's not. Yeah, they're both. You could pretty much say they're the same in not every reason, but yeah, they're both very. Yeah, Shakur all day still. Shakur all day.
Yeah, I'll go Kerr still, but yeah, not to say Haney can't win, but
of course he can. It's 50-50.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen nothing to. There's been no negative comments for me for Shakur. Not one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's passed every test with flying colours.
Facts. Keep going, Shakur, man. We've said that he's coming. These other man, be ready. He is coming for them. Must quickly touch upon it since we're talking about top rank cards. That undercard features some great prospects. Big Baby Anderson, the real Big Baby, as we like to call him on this pod. He was against I think it was a Cuban heavy or Dominican or something, a heavyweight called Arias.
Dominican, Arias.
George Arias, yeah. Also undefeated, I believe. But yeah. Probably the most exciting heavyweight prospect out there right now. Probably you say Flowz, Big Baby Anderson.
Yeah, definitely the most exciting American one.
Yeah, American one, 100%. He's got a lot of attributes you can see that are very exciting. The size, the power, the speed, athletic, a sort of athletic build as well. Yeah, man, he looks like he could be a problem. Obviously, we want to see him step up in competition, etc., but he's doing what he has to do. I think he stopped all his opponents now, isn't he? He's doing what he has to do. He's quick, man. He's very quick. And with power as well, that's always a fearsome prospect. I feel like he can get a bit sloppy sometimes. He was getting caught.
He was.
The overhand right was catching him from this Arias guy. Arias I think he kind of gave up. He was getting beat up at first, and he thought, you know what, F this. Let me start coming back. And so he started just loading up the overhand right, and he was catching him each time. And I don't know if it was laziness from what's his name, Anderson, in the sense that maybe he didn't rate his power, but again, they look like heavy shots, and heavyweights, maybe in lower weight classes, you can kind of be like, I don't rate your power. But for the most part, the heavyweight division, I would try and play that game if you ask me. Like, unless you're Joyce. So I wouldn't. Yeah. So I think after getting caught a couple of times with the overhand, he kind of woke up a little bit. For okay, well, let me get my hand up a little bit and actually like take this guy out. But punch selection was good. Flowz, he went to the body very well. Body work kind of got to Arias, and and eventually he was he kind of mauled him in the end, and he got stopped in his stall, didn't he? He didn't come out for, I think, what round was it? Was it the fourth round? He didn't come out for. Yeah.
Had a cut in his eye, I believe.
Yeah,
this is a bad cut. It wasn't bleeding profusely.
It was on his eyelid.
It was on his eyelid.
He cut his eyelid, but I think also one of his other eyes, he had a big bump or a swelling was coming up as well. But are you a fan of Big Baby Anderson, or looks like something that can be potential problem for the UK heavyweight, because he's called out a couple of the UK heavyweight man.
He looks good. He looks good. He's not the biggest heavyweight. He's not huge. He doesn't look. How tall is he?
I feel like he's about 6'3". Let me check.
Yeah, and that's how
he's not weighty, but he's. I think he's got enough size to cause. I think he's more built for speed, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 6'4". Yeah,
6'4". And that's what. How tall is Okoli? Okoli's like 6'4".
6'6".
6'6".
No, 6'5", 6'6" Okoli is. Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the cruiserweights are bigger than could be bigger than this.
But then again, I feel like this generation of cruiserweights is bigger than the old school generation of cruiserweights. For example, like Holyfield back in his day was a cruiser. The cruiserweights are big.
Small. Even the heavyweights were small.
But then again, overall, boxers are bigger these days. So yeah.
Look, I think he's promising. He's excited. He's not ready for the big names yet because he hasn't beaten anyone. That's a fact. He hasn't. Like, there's Frank Sanchez was on the card, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even ready for him yet.
He's very good. I feel like Frank Sanchez has been held back at this point. He should be a bit higher than what he is, but he's good, Sanchez.
So I think he needs a few names now, a few names that people know, beat them, and then you're calling out the top names, but you're not there yet. Like you can't go from this level to that.
He's doing what he's meant to be doing in terms of winning, stopping guys, and obviously trying to fish for the If he
say a name is what I need. Like he said Dubois' name. I've heard him say Dubois.
I've heard him say obviously. I saw him call out. Then after White's performance against Franklin, he said, "Yo, give me this bum now."
He said that, but how realistic is it? But look, he's staying active. He's keeping busy.
Yeah.
So I think they might be rolling him out again soon. So that's all you can do. And start getting a few names on your resume, and then it's undeniable. But he's young as well. He's what? So I think time's on his hands. He looks good. Can't complain. Yeah. But tighten up that defense because Buddy was catching you still.
He was. It looked heavy as well. I thought, oh boy, don't play that. Don't play that game in the heavyweights because one of these punches can just drop you out of nowhere, and your hit could be long from you.
Yeah.
Cool. Speaking of other prospects, undefeated prospects, it's funny because we literally spoke about a fight, the right time for a fight when we were talking about Haney and Shakur. Keyshawn Davis was in action. He beat Yigit. I can never say his name. Yigit.
Can you dig it, Yigit?
Yeah. Can you dig it, Yigit? sick nickname. But Yigit's been around. Obviously, he's fought some good opponents, lost to basically the best or the up and comers. So he was expected to give Keyshawn some rounds, and he did. Keyshawn finally got there and it stopped him in the 9th. I can't remember if he dropped him prior to the actual stoppage, I swear. Yeah. But I think what got to him was a body shot, wasn't it? His body work was really, really, he batted him to the body. I think it was an impressive win for Keyshawn Davis. I like the look of him. And obviously, we mentioned Keyshawn before because he's in Crawford's camp, and obviously there's a bit of a proxy war going on between obviously Crawford and Errol Spence, and there's another. What is it? Are they at 130?
135. They're both at 135.
Okay, yeah.
So remember, Haney was calling Keyshawn Davis.
Yes. He said, yeah. So he's at 135, and they're both building. And PBC and Errol Spencer's camp specifically have another 135 pounder up and comer called Frank Martin, who's also highly regarded. And there's been a lot of tension between both camps, obviously Crawford versus Spence, and by default, Frank Martin and Keyshawn. And Flo, you said you like to hear names when they call out. Boy, he's here. I said, look, across the street, there's another Southpaw 135 pounder. If they say he can beat me, well, Frank, I'm cool. He said, you heard when you were talking about names you want to fight, you didn't mention me. I wonder why that is. Look, bro, I'm trying to fight you. He said, I'm trying to fight you. However,
Davis kills me.
He's hilarious. And Flowz, this is a really attractive fight. Love to see it. But whereas Haney and the core, I'm happy to see now. This one, I want to see build up a little bit. I feel like they're both still, especially Keyshawn. This is only his 6th or 7th fight. He's new. Obviously, I think he's got an expensive amateur background, but still, it's still his 6th or 7th pro fight. Frank Martin's about 17 fights in now. I feel like let it build a little bit. It's a bit too early. Obviously, if it does happen, like say hypothetically, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford end up fighting, hypothetically, let's say hypothetically, and they start slang that on the undercard, I'm not going to complain. Boy, I'll be here for it.
Fantastic.
What? I also feel like this could be a main event at some point in its own, especially when, for example, Devin Haney eventually moves up. Loma might, might leave or whatever. He might retire soon. Who knows? And Shakur moved up as well. That would be beautiful for that division. So, I feel like that can be waited on, if you ask me.
Yeah. The thing is, I envision this man moving to 140 as well.
Yeah, of course. Both of them, yeah.
Like you say, Frank Martin's further on in his career. I think he's ranked higher. He might even be in the top 5 already, Frank Martin.
He is.
At 135. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So, and he looks nice. Keyshawn Davis looks nice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was showboating. The showboat was killing me because for the first round, like he was hype, he was pumping up the crowd, tapping these chairs, dancing. Like, I don't want to
he's a
cook it
character. He's a character.
He's not borderline corny because I like it, but he's violating in there.
Yeah.
The way he talks, he's got a smile in his face. But I'm only calling him corny because Haley was the way Haley was cooking him. Haley had a point.
Oh, because he's like, why are you getting excited for them? Yeah.
You're in my division.
That was
and you're happy that someone else called me out.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Haley's younger than all these men, I think.
Yeah.
But he turned pro early, so he's been around. So you forget that he's younger than all these men. But
yeah,
I'm just excited with the crop we have, and all these men are on it, kind of thing. So
yeah,
Keyshawn Davis, Frank Martin, I'll happily sit now. It can marinate. Yeah. But once again, these are just two names that we're chucking in the pile that all need to mix it in.
Bro, they're not even like. They're still where the other guys was all like content, like they're the real deal. These are still prospects technically. So yeah, crazy crop.
Like I'm looking at that 140 division. That if they all end up there with Josh Taylor, Ruby
Tiafimo's there, yo. Hey, I don't suppose I don't
Jack
get
look,
those boxing. I'm familiar with your game. You can't trick me. I'm not going to get too excited because that happened and we still won't see it. Somehow, still won't be able to see these fights. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that potentially is a goal by 140 and technically 147, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
it's reminding me of the 147 of old.
Back in the day. Serious division. How many fights did you get, bro?
Yeah, but we it's just depending on timing. But we saw Mayweather mix it in. We saw Oscar De La Hoya in there. Furman with a few, Danny Garcia. What else was there? It's just now we got hold up. That is the 10th division. But yeah, we saw them, man. Sean Porter. We saw them all mix it in. But yeah, hopefully this can do better than that era. And they all actually get in there.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. But yeah. Keyshawn, I do know what you mean by the corny thing. It's sometimes it's giving a bit of Ryan Garcia a little bit. But energy, maybe I'm being a hypocrite here because we called Ryan Garcia, but I don't know. Keyshawn has similar energy, but it's good energy. I feel like he
talks better. I like the words he says.
It's true.
Better.
He does talk better. Yeah,
Ryan Garcia.
I'll call you. I want to fight you. Oh, legend. We'll see what happens with that one, but they can let that marinate really. But hey, on the card of Spence Crawford, I won't compare it at all. Hypothetically, if that fight ever happens. Cool. All right, so let's talk about the other cards in America. So we've done the top rank one. Matchroom had one as well. Headlined by Bam Rodriguez. As you said, he was dropping down in weight to his more natural weight class, and he was fighting a Mexican fighter called Gonzalez, I believe. This was for the vacant. Was it WO? I can't remember which governing body it was for us, but one of the vacant titles in the division. And Bam is someone that kind of discovered last year, I guess, and he's very I liken him a lot to Lomachenko Flowz. I think I said when I first saw him, and how his impressive performance against the Thai fighter Rong Vasai. Just the way he was able to, step forward with angles and really angle you to death. He's very Lomachenko-like in that regard. And I feel like that was in display against Gonzalez. Quite a, competitive, I say competitive fight. Gonzalez, to be fair to him, give him credit, he was competitive in there. He tried to, give his best as he could, but you could see the class was with Bam Rodriguez. And despite giving quite a lot up in height and stuff, he really, really gets his punches off and he's really active in there. And it was a clear shout-out win for me, Flowz. No complaints there. I guess the only thing I think because Gonzalez he started to, I guess, be on the back foot a lot, and I won't say run, but sort of try and be negative in a way, just to avoid, I think, just being angled. That probably made it harder for him to, I guess, get the knockout he was looking for or to drop him, but it was a clear W for me. I like this kid a lot, Flowz. I really do like him. I think he's a talented guy, Bam Rodriguez, and he kind of came out of nowhere, as we said, but yeah, he's good.
Yeah, 2-weight division champion now.
Yeah,
He said he broke his jaw in the sixth.
in the sixth round, bro.
Is interesting.
Mm.
In terms of, yeah, people tap out with broken jaws. Usually, see
Yeah,
people call it a day. Not call it a day, but like say they can't continue.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he went on, continued to dominate, and
Mm.
yeah, the way it's not even the way he applies pressure without
It's with his
even
foot.
letting his
It's
without
footwork. It's all
without
footwork.
letting his hands go
Yeah,
is mad impressive. So and this guy was
that's
mad tall,
yeah, very
rangy.
tall.
But yeah, like you say, despite giving away all that reach, he was still able to apply pressure, land, get his work off.
Yeah,
Bam's nice.
it's,
But yeah, obviously there's another champion in that division.
yeah. I just want to say it's just highlight the footwork again. That's why I like him a lot to Loma, because Loma's a master at applying pressure with just footwork,
Yeah,
and he does it the exact same way. Yeah, no punch will be thrown, but he's on you. He's onto you. It's crazy.
yeah,
He's trained by Robert Garcia, and I guess he doesn't really. Well, yeah, no, I was gonna say he doesn't fight like typical Robert Garcia fighters, I suppose, but he's yeah, no, obviously Robert Garcia is an esteemed coach, as we know, so yeah, he's he's probably in good hands there. But yeah, no, yeah, they asked, I guess, because I think there's a few other champions, but the main one he wanted was Sonny Edwards. Called him out straight away. He said, yeah, we can get it on. Obviously, I guess it's easier because Sonny Edwards has recently just signed with Matchroom. So that's quite simple and easy. I think he said something about Sonny Edwards has been talking a lot of. Sonny Edwards talks a lot, as we know. I actually like him. He's funny.
So
He's
we've been chatting, calling them out.
do you see his tweets about with Clarissa Shields about today? I was busting him up because he's been feeding for Clarissa for a long time. Yeah. He's funny. No, he's funny. He's funny. But yeah, no, he talks a lot, Sonny. And so it doesn't not surprise me that this guy was like, yeah, he's been talking a lot of crap. So I want to get it on with him. I'd like to see that fight because I think, despite his lack of power, Sonny Edwards is a really, really good boxer.
Yeah.
Really, really good boxer. So I think that'd be a really good chess match. That'd be a good fight to watch. So yeah, hopefully, if they're both down and they both can, I think they're both on it. Obviously, I think now that if he has broke his jaw, that might keep him up to the back end of the year, maybe. Sonny will have to fight an interim and whatnot. But maybe later on this year, we can get that fight on. If not early next year, I think that'd be good. Nice unification for that division. And yeah, I look forward to that one still.
Yeah, I think that's the best fight in that division for me anyway at the minute. Yeah, Sonny Edwards, brilliant boxer. Boxes on the back foot, boxes and moves. Nice with it as well.
Yeah.
Likes his whole reflex finger as well. He likes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great fight. There's great fights to make across the board. Like we don't really check for those divisions usually.
Yeah.
What division is it? Is it Bantam or
is it? I think it might be Bantam. Yeah, I think it's Bantam still. Let me check.
We joke about the division. We never know who's.
Oh, shit! It's like
a flyweight.
It's flyweight still. Yeah,
flyweight.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones anyway. But yeah. There's exciting fights there as well. So
yeah,
that's good. I think Bam and Sonny are the main men for me.
Yeah. There's Julio Cesar Martinez is one of the other champions. And
Sonny can get on with him next, no? If Bam's out.
Yeah.
I don't mind that fight being for undisputed. They can both grab the other belts.
There's a guy called Delakian, Ukrainian, undefeated. He's also the other champion as well. So yeah, it's 4 champions at the moment. But yeah. Bam and Sonny, I think, is the fight for the division. That'd be the best fight to make for the division. If they can get it on at some point, that'd be sick. And it should be easy now that they're both Matchroom. So yeah,
I think Martinez is Matchroom as well. No,
you might be right actually. Martinez, because he fought. He fought Chocolatito, so he might be Matchroom too actually.
Yeah.
He might be. Yeah, he might be still.
There's no issues there. Let's make these fights happen.
Yeah. I was gonna say on the undercard actually, it's worth talking about. There was an upset on undercard, Flowz. I don't know if you clocked that. What's his name? Akhmadiev, the Murajadun, MJ.
Yeah.
Uzbeki super bantamweight champion Because obviously in the super bantamweight division, there's two names that have got 4 of the belts. You've got Stephen Fulton, he's got 2 of them.
Yeah.
And he's going to fight Inoue. And then you've got MJ, who had the other 2. But MJ was undefeated at the time, but he suffered a shock loss to a Filipino fighter called Marlon Tapales. That was a big upset on the card. It was a close fight, SD. It's a career-defining fight for this Filipino guy. He's currently one of the only 2 Filipino champions out right now. Obviously, we know Filipino fight. The Philippines has got a very rich boxing history, as we know. Okay. And they've produced a lot of great champions. But massive upset on the undercard. So I think we were talking about recently about how, at some point the winner of Inoue Fulton can fight this guy now, MJ, and get all the marbles. But this Filipino fighter, shout out to him, Tapales, massive win. But yeah, I think all eyes are still on obviously Fulton Inoue. That's what everyone cares about. So, but this Tapales guy has come out straight away and he said, "Look, I'm looking to fight the winner of Fulton Inoue." So
as he should.
That's what I want to see. Either cash out now. Look, make history as quick as you can, or cash out. Either way, you win. Even if he loses, he's gonna win. So I respect that straight away. That's exactly that's the energy type of time I'm on. So shout out to him. I like that.
Yeah.
Also, actually, speaking of upset flows, I don't know if you caught that Sebastian Fundora lost.
Yeah, badly.
You're smiling. Knockout was peak.
What knockout?
Stopped. So he's lost to a guy called, I think, Brian Mendoza.
Yeah.
Who I think is someone that he's got 3 losses on his resume, but he's fought, I think he's on a good streak at the moment of winning and sort of upsetting the uppercut and whatnot. And man, he's hitting, was an uppercut, it was at first. It was a nasty uppercut that caught Fundora.
Was it a left hook?
Was it left hook?
That froze him. I think it was
it was the left hook that froze him. I think he then dropped him afterwards with the upper. The left hook froze him. And I say froze flows. I mean, listeners, he literally, bearing in mind, Fundora, who said many times, is about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Fighting that light middleweight, his dimensions are crazy. I don't even know how he made it. Skinny as hell. But he literally stood like a plank, like this. and the man rushed.
Man, saw him freeze. What?
And then hit him again with a massive shot. Dropped him. It was over. Even the comment, but when he hit the guy, he said the commentator was like, "It's over. He's not getting up."
Yeah.
And he sort of sat up, was smiling. Yeah. He knew it was. He was smiling. He knew. He thought, nah. If this.
Like he looked at the ref and he was like, his legs were gone. And the ref was still counted. It was over.
Yeah.
Huge upset.
A massive upset, first of all, because Fundora is rated and he's been in great fights. He's exciting to watch because despite his, like I said, for someone that's so tall and rangy, he fights like a short man. Always in the pocket, just throwing hella combinations all night. Whatever they call him, I think they call him the Towering Tornado or something like that, don't they? That's his nickname. And he literally fights like that. But massive amount of upset because he's obviously someone that is highly rated. He had a war with Erickson Lubin the fight before, and he came through that, and that was a good win for him. Kind of properly announced himself as a contender. But shout out to this Mendoza guy; he's now announced himself. So yeah, man, we're still getting quality upsets in boxing, which is good to see sometimes, man.
Huge upset because Fundora's been on a good streak.
Really good streak. That Lubin was before that as well, yeah.
And obviously I think he was eyeing up Charlo, wasn't he? He wanted Charlo next, really.
Yep.
Which is kind of out the window. Now, great knockout, but I always criticize Fundora's style. And
I would be saying, yeah.
That with that, and I just tie it in with AJ.
Right.
Everyone criticized AJ's performance, but he fought how a big man outside of the heavyweight division should fight. On paper, that's how you should fight. Fundora should be fighting like that. I don't care. Exciting style. He should have been. Maybe he dropped the ball in terms of concentration, or didn't rate Mendoza.
Yeah, because Flowz, don't forget. Also, just let me just add, he was winning. He was winning the fight. I think judges had him. Well, 2 of the judges had him winning every single round. So he was up in the fight, and he was kind of you could see he was the class in there. He switched off, and you can't do that sometimes. Yeah.
Hopefully they bounce back, maybe run it back or whatever. He'll bounce back, I think.
I think they should run it back. Yeah.
But maybe this causes irrepressible damage to him, and he changes his style.
So for
But
you,
it's an
Flowz,
exciting style.
yeah, he's very exciting to watch because of his style.
Yeah.
So for you, Flowz, do you feel like he should make changes to their style just based on the fact that he is that dimension? Like, surely you can't be fighting like this. Come on, bro.
You've got to utilize it, man. You can't be. You've got to utilize it, man.
6'5.5" or whatever it is at light middleweight.
You can book circles around these man if you really wanted to.
And he also
Just hold out your hand. Boom, boom.
And as you can see, he's got a crazy engine because he doesn't stop throwing punches. The reach is what he's going to dominate the reach debate. Like, the dimensions for that division are insane. So yeah.
But yeah, hopefully he bounces back. Shout out to Mendoza, great knockout. Might be discussed as knockout of the year.
Look, that's early candidate as we straight away because he look. Were you freezer, man? Or woman? What? Shut down, and then the fact that he rushed in afterwards and cocked him with a massive banger as well. Yeah, rude. That was.
The way I was smiling, sitting there.
Was just looking at it. Fair. I hear it. Fair play to you. Yeah, crazy knockout. Yeah, two big upsets on the night on that Saturday. Fair play, man. It's good to see an upset every now and again. I think that's all for the weekend roundup, Flowz. Let's move on to the preview of the fight that this week that is worth talking about. A fight that I said I was very excited for last episode, at the end of last episode. Joyce is back, the Juggernaut. And why I'm so excited is because he's up against Zhang Zhile, aka Big Bang Zhang. And I think this is going to be Flowz. This is going to be to quote JR on this, it's going to be a slobber knocker. Because we know what Joyce brings. Same style, never going to change. Come forward, get hit a bunch of times, but hit you with his pressure and eventually break you down. Zhang is a fighter that is pretty much the same in the sense that he comes forward all the time, very aggressive, throws haymakers from round one, and he's a tough man as well. So I think this could be a firecracker, Flowz, because these are two men that just come forward and just want to bang out.
It's going to be a rock 'em, sock 'em.
Bro.
Each other to the head.
For the real war of attrition. Yeah. That's why I think it's going to be exciting. They're both, I highly doubt this is going to be a cagey, tentative affair. Not with these two, man. We know how both of these guys fight. Zhang is just as bad as Joyce for this, by the way. And especially Zhang's coming off a contentious loss. Well, contentious loss, because a lot of people thought like he beat Hrgovic. He gave Hrgovic hell. Yeah. And we rate Hrgovic as a real contender. I've never seen Hrgovic look so... he was giving him hell in there.
Stunned.
Bro, I couldn't believe it. Because we've bigged up Hrgovic massively on this pod as a fighter that a lot of these men don't want to see.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe the way Zhang was doing him. So, I know obviously Zhang will be aware of Joyce's power and his chin and whatnot. That probably doesn't faze him. I feel like he probably believes in himself and that he's coming to bang him up. So, man, I'm really looking forward to it. But for me, when it's a war of attrition, there's only one winner, Flowz. Joyce just, you can't beat him because of his chin. Again, this is a great test for his chin because Zhang has a lot of power and he's got a lot of aggression. He hits hard. But from what I can see, this chin is so superhuman, and Joyce doesn't stop with the pressure and coming forward. Again, I think he might just eventually just wear him down, as he does everyone. And because he's so big as well, it's long to deal with.
Yeah. How old is Zhang now?
He's old, isn't he? Is he 38? No, 36 maybe? They're both old, actually, thinking about it.
Joyce hit the spring chicken either, yeah.
Joyce is 37. Zhang is 39.
Yeah, I felt he was old. It's a good fight. I feel people are raving about it a bit more than I anticipated. It's a good fight. It makes sense for Joyce because he's in a good position, and I think Zhang's style makes good sense for Joyce. If he's not got super fast hands, he throws big punches. Joyce probably might have a beat on speed.
They're quite similar, aren't they? Both of them.
Yeah.
They're both quite similar.
So I think it's a great action fight by Queensberry. It'll be a good one to watch. Like you, I expect Joyce to come through it, maybe even stop him. I don't envision this one going the distance. It shouldn't.
I think
really shouldn't.
look, if this is a great stoppage if he stops him, because Zhang hasn't been stopped. I don't even know if his Zhang's been dropped before.
Didn't AJ drop him in the Olympics? It was Zhang he fought in the Olympics, though.
AJ.
Yeah,
he did actually. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah.
So you see the touch canvas in the Olympics.
Yeah, but I meant progress. I completely forgot that he fought AJ in the Olympics.
Yeah. Because remember AJ was meant to fight him at one point. They had their back and forth for a period.
Yeah.
AJ.
It's interesting because I swear Zhang, because he was at the Beijing Olympics, he got silver.
Yeah.
But he lost to the guy that AJ beat, the Italian guy, Kam. Yeah. He lost, so obviously he was reigning champion, Olympic champion. So Zhang lost to him in the 2008 final. And obviously AJ then went and beat him in 2012. But yeah. So
I think Joyce has been making statement after statement. So
yes.
I just anticipate another statement, to be honest.
If
it goes to 12 rounds, it'll still be a barnstormer.
Yeah.
I highly expect, but I want to see a bit of you touch the canvas, you get wobbled.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
Yeah. This look, as you said, rock'em sock'em. I'm expecting Joyce to come through it, but I just think it'll be a tough fight up until when he finally breaks Zhang down, and just Joyce's relentless pace and the fact that he can't get hurt apparently, well, from what we've seen, will eventually wear down on Zhang and eventually get to him. But yeah, I'm up for just a classic old school two big men scrapping out flows, just haymakers and just boom, 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 boom. I'm not looking. I'll be fuming if it's somehow a chess match. I'll be livid.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Because, but obviously, the two protagonists of the story, applaud, just big bodies, heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if Joyce stops him, it's a good statement win. And I mean, there's been talks about, because AJ is now called out. Well, I'm going to say called out. Remember, AJ said that out of all the opponents, Joyce is now the one that he's up for fighting. And even though we said, boy, I don't think that's a wise decision there, AJ. Frank Warren's jumped at the chance. He's like, yeah, well, as soon as, if Joyce comes through that same day, I'll be sending them an offer. Obviously, so yeah, Frank Warren's a real nasty guy, by the way. He knows exactly what he's doing, because he's refused to entertain AJ Tyson. But as soon as the IFL told him that, oh, well, AJ's happy to fight Joyce, he said, yeah, cool, I'll send out that offer.
Yeah, AJ's beaten both of these men in the amateurs, so
he has.
But it was an AJ that
different.
threw punches. It's an AJ that threw punches, combinations, and was aggressive. So and as well,
Joyce is one of the ones that dropped eight. Well, quite a few men apparently dropped AJ, but I swear Joyce is one of them, bro.
Inspiring, yeah. Everyone in the audience says they dropped AJ. Inspiring.
Wait, it's Joyce. It was what? David Price, Dubois, Okoli apparently dropped AJ.
Yeah, Okoli. All these man say they've dropped AJ inspiring. Didn't Bacoli said he dropped Tyson Fury?
I was going to say, no, not Bacoli, surely not.
Bacoli saying he drops other man.
But
Joyce as well. Joyce has earned himself the right to not be TKO'd, if that makes sense. No ref, I don't think, is going to come jump in and say, "Oh, you're taking too much punishment when it's Joyce."
Because of his reputation and because of what his priors. It's mad what rep can do to you, right?
Like Carl Froch had that reputation. That
true.
Eating punches, and
Jermaine Taylor was beating him up. And to be fair, it worked out for him. So yeah.
So once you earn that rep, which Joyce
in fact, even that first round against Groves, he actually could have got stopped in that first round, because he was getting peppered.
He was all over the place as well.
Yo, I'm just deep to really and truly, any other guy probably would have been stopped by the ref.
Yeah. Froch earned a reputation as iron chin Froch, so refs were going to jump in because they know what he can produce.
Facts.
So Joyce has got that now under his belt. So any hopes you think you can rush him and wobble him and jump in, ref will just be like,
it's cool. We'll let him recover. Yeah. Fair. That's a very fair point still. Yeah.
So he'll be a hard man to beat now.
Yeah.
Because he gets hit, Joyce. He gets hit. He's not like he don't.
Flowz, you think he's hurt? Joyce's limitations are flipping glaring. We know this. We've said it the same.
Yeah.
He's never going to change. He doesn't need to change until someone really rocks him bad. Yeah. Why would he change? Because at the moment we've seen no one can hurt this man. It's a crazy defense mechanism. It's going to mess him up when he's older. But for now, like he's there thinking, look. To be fair, I don't know. Maybe does he try and defend himself, or does he try and move his head? I don't even know. I think he's so.
Remember
slow
Parker fight? Parker was landing. Parker was trying to land huge bombs.
Well, this is what we said. We feel sorry for Parker because what you're looking at him. These were bombs. These were bombs. Parker's a heaviest he's ever been as well. Big man. And there was no flinching, Flowz. There wasn't even a step back. How can you hit him with the bomb and he's stepping forward?
Yeah, scary.
Mentally, Parker must have been thinking, "What the hell? What can I do?"
Yeah,
nasty,
like a bad dream.
Yeah, man.
You're fighting in your dreams,
and now this guy's he's somehow getting stronger and stronger, and he's throwing more punches. And let's not forget, Joyce is massive. He's not a small heavyweight; he's big. So yeah, man, it's crazy, very very crazy. I don't even know if he defends himself or he's just too slow to defend himself, but he gets hits. Takam was hitting with the overhand easily, easily, and But yeah, is what it is. He's got his style, and I guess that's what kind of makes him exciting because you know he's going to get hit, but he's also going to give shots back, and we see he always ends up winning that war of attrition. But man, I think trying to think what else. Anything else we've missed, Flowz, in terms of up and coming fights for the. I think that's it. That's it over in the UK in terms of fights. I don't think there's anything over in America that's worth talking about. Certain announcements have been made, but I'm not going to talk about the announcement.
What announcement?
147.
Oh, that's not that.
No, rumored to be announced, but
that's
again, I'm not talking about anything until I see ring walks for them, man. Because I'm familiar with their game.
I don't want to hear that.
We'll find out if it's the stories are true. Obviously, next week when we discuss Tank and Garcia, which I think is next week, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna have a lot to say about that one, as I'm sure you know. But yeah, cool. That's I think call it a day there, Flowz. It's been episode 147 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, having your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And keep rocking with us and subscribing. Peace.
You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.